my anti-brother Itachi. So growing up, I had this figure that I never really looked up to, but was wondering how is he so content with being alone. You see, my older brother was a school jock, and he was a jack of all trades just like me. He was cool with the popular nerds, he was cool with the jocks, he was cool with the drug dealers, he was cool with everyone. And the real reason why I have to state that I didn't like my older brother was basically because he was the exact opposite of Itachi. So let me give you the synopsis of why was never my brother. He's my anti-brother Itachi. So it started off with him trying to tell me I'm game goofy, I need to step it up, I need to, act hip hop, but he never enforced it, meaning that he let me be an anime nerd, knowing more about Nas, knowing a whole lot more about rap than me. And when it came time to when I got in the animation rap league and people were capping on me, just like Justin was capping on me, and I tried to get help from him, he stayed lazy and he never pushed me past my limits like he was supposed to. And it all backfired when I needed him the most. I'm like, these guys are getting at me because I can't change my flow. Literally, what he should have done, what he told me to do was basically the same thing he told me in high school. Fuck those popular kids. You're in special ed. There's no way you can come back in your reputation. My brother was agreeing with the people that were gaslighting me in special ed because my brother could whoop my ass when I was younger, but what happened when I got older? He always gave me these emotional speeches telling me that you're autistic, it's okay, you're just a little different. And I'm like, no, fuck that. You're trying to make me selfless. He's like, Eris, you already tried, so just stop. And I'm like, no, I can't stop because I don't want to live like you. It happened so much. We used to get in so many fucking fights saying, why can't you be civilized? Because I don't know how I cap back. I'm not gonna be a fucking loser. You already proven you're a fucking loser. You already tried, but you didn't give me proper training. All these other people have special tools. I'm saying this right now as a grown-ass man that I never wanted to make this Itachi video. I used to praise Itachi because he used to give me so many intellectual things, but he could never enforce it. You see, he's the type of person to judge me from listening to Naruto music, yet he's not enforcing me to stop listening to Naruto music and actually listen to real rap. He's the type of person to tell me something for a day and expect me to automatically go with the program because he thinks my mind thinks fast, basically. And what I mean by that is he thinks that I'm going to adapt just like he would adapt because we share the same DNA. Like, no, we're two different fucking people. He was a sports engineer. He loved basketball, but I did not like sports at all. And they always shoved it down my throat that if I play a sport, then it would change my life. If I play a sport, then I would get to know people better. If I play the sport, everything is gonna be better with my soul center trying. It didn't fucking matter if I play sports or not because what the fuck is sports gonna do when people are capping on me? What the fuck is sports gonna do when I have to deal with competition where people are wearing high class shoes and literally having different shoes for every outfit they wear? Every single time I had a problem in school, he would just tell me to stop trying, stick with your anime, just like Mr. Pleasure, just like all my rest of the people who wanted me to be a beta male provider, telling me just stick with my anime, everything's gonna fall into place, when literally he used to be the one scolding me about you need to be more street smart, but he never enforced it. And you know what? There was a time where he can beat my ass back when I was younger, but I kept on trying and trying and trying, and the difference in strength always showed. My brother would always win, but I would always try. He's like, why do you keep fucking trying? Because you know why? Because I was never afraid to die. My brother was trying to tell me to live a better day because I was suicidal, I wasn't getting no pussy, I wasn't getting nothing in high school, I had no friends, and I was getting no pussy. And he was kept on trying to tell me, no, you're being selfish. You can let life pan out and eventually you get pussy. So guess what? I'm 25 now and I realize that my older brother is a virgin. This all comes back to him making false promises. Yeah, he can fight, but he can only fight little niggas. If my brother was all that he said he was, he would have let it escalate. He didn't push me past my limits like the real Itachi did. What he did was he told me what was up and he never was conditioned. You know why? Because he's lazy. He's lazy himself. He was the cool kid in the regular class and he played sports, and my mom always praised him just because he played sports, because She was so fucking biased and I fucking hated it. Yes, my brother has some good roasts. If you go back to the rise and fall of Fairy Tail, you can see that my brother had a lot of really good roasts, but he was just like Arturo, he was just like Justin, but instead of him being a kid in school that I can ignore by being popular, he was shoving it down my throat every day. Constantly contradicting. And so when it came down to when I needed him the most in the animation rap league, what happened to the older brother that's gonna practice freestyle battling with me every single day? If he was really my brother, and when it comes down to that animation rap league, and I'm losing in terms of flow, and he knows how to help me, and he's not helping me every day because he wants me to stay miserable. He was the type of person to take advantage of the fact that I'm uneducated after I become this internet phenomenon, after I'm known and respected by multiple mainstream rappers. My brother had the audacity to take advantage of the fact that I used to be a special ed and show a picture of John F. Kennedy. He asked me, "Who is this?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And he starts laughing. I'm like, "Dude, how many people are gonna ask that in real life outside of high school? How many people are gonna ask that question?" He does that shit on purpose. You know why? He's suffering because I made it doing something I love, and I didn't take his constructive criticism because I knew it was full of crap. He would only say this shit to calm down so I would be his buddy. And that's why he had the mindset of fronting Arturo. I really got pissed when I figured out that I was right the whole time. I would rather him keep distant than actually be up and close. My brother was literally my best friend because he was always there when I needed a tree. He was always there like when I needed to do something, but that was the problem. He was too fucking reliable because he wasn't responsible, and he was fucking up in school, but my mom wasn't calling it out. And the reason why I want to make this a full-on, real video instead of me making it all jokes is because I'm tired of the joke generation of people literally doing the most cynical shit to you and making it up for a laugh. Ha ha ha, I left you in stitches. It's so fucking funny. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. I couldn't stop someone from escalating, but I didn't because I was lazy, and you should already know. Ha 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 ha. My brother was cynical and maniacal. He would use love against me in order for me to stay in the same place at the same spot. I would do every fucking thing for him. I even tried to welcome him with milk and cookies, and he's like, "What the fuck do you want?" And you know what all that comes from? The reason why he tried to gaslight me with John F. Kennedy is because he tried to get at a girl, and he tried to have a multi-dimensional conversation with a girl, and she was so bored. She was probably playing with her phone, I don't know. But that is the reason why he gets no bitches, is because he focuses on shit that doesn't matter and that's not interesting. I'm sorry to say, but that is the whole thing about they accept you for who you are. No, fuck that. And I laughed at him because I kept on stepping my game up, and he kept on saying that bitches weren't shit. Now he's complaining about bitches. Now he's going through the steps that I'm going through when I was in high school. And I'm like, but I'm not laughing. I'm partially laughing, but I can't really laugh. You know why? Because you played this fake image the whole time, and I loved who I thought you were, but he ended up to be a total fucking bitch. All that multidimensional shit did not matter once his little brother got famous off of doing music with so-called cartoons. And you see how I delivered it like that? That's his mindset, and that is why he is where he is at today. Yeah, he had the car, yeah, he had everything, but he feels like shit inside because of how he treats people, and the only people he can hang around are fruitcakes because only fruitcakes can tolerate shitty behavior. I even talked to one of his friends behind his back, and they like, "We don't really like him. We really like you, but you know what? You are serious, and he is not." And drove me to the side telling me all stuff, but you know what? There was a time in life where people stood up for my brother and told me that he was going through a lot, when really he was going through the same thing. He's just not throwing a tantrum about it. You know why? Because he still has fake friends, and he still has this stupid ass ego to fall back on. Now, I understand that escalate with me in school when I would start throwing stuff and he would blame my fucking mental condition. He would be like, "Stop bitching," and escalate the problem even more. I'm like, now that he's in my shoes, I can't give Itachi the benefit of the doubt because of the end result was not outranking what the fuck he has done to me. No joke he has made has literally made me be a devil advocate because he kept on pushing and pushing the fact that he didn't like me. Now, there was this one time when I was homeless in Dark Game when he was paying me $50 every 2 weeks for food. And I think about it, I'm like, dude, I could have got food stamps. And this shit goes over my head the whole time. This guy is literally air guitar with me, singing J-pop, and literally supporting me in my anime, watching every single AMV, you know, but he's doing everything but forcing me to improve. And he's like, oh, that's your own decision. I'm like, no, when you're your older brother and you've been there, done that, you force him. I repeat, you force him not to make that same mistake again. Because it's not bad that you're trying to have a good intention, especially if you're in the position. I would rather my brother beat the fuck out of me every day than tell me it's okay, you just have a disability. I would literally ask for an ass whooping for my brother back when I was old enough and he didn't want to give me one, because you know why? I was getting older, and my freshman year in high school was the last time that we had a legitimate fight where he won and I went all out. But every other year after freshman year, he let me hit him in the fight, and he's all like, oh, you're not worth the challenge. When I left him bloody and sent him to the hospital, this is how extreme this generation has become. Literally, he let me hit him, left his head up with scars and shit, went to the hospital, and he uses their excuse, oh, I wasn't trying. So guess what? So back when I'm 23, back when I become this internet star, back when I have a kid, and literally I have no job and no school, but he knows why I don't have no job and no school, because my mom put me in this position, and he's always gonna side my mom like, no, it's your fault, it's your responsibility, when she praises you even though you've dropped out of college multiple times. She's validating you because you have friends, even though your friends know you're full of shit. So one time I come back from the dentist, waiting for hours and hours on end, waiting for my brother to come home, because he's literally the only friend I have at the time, waiting for him to have a good time with me, and he's literally laughing it up, getting drunk with his friends. I'm imagining all this shit happening because I know his friend, I know they're having a good time. Like, when the fuck is he coming home? And so I'm waiting while my jaw is in pain, literally waiting for my Anaki to come home. We had such a good relationship. I used to call him Anaki like Kamina, but all that love turned into hate because I can't just be an anime fan forever. I'm black. I'm gonna have to learn how to fit in. So this guy is still treating me like I'm a little kid after I've already proven to multiple rappers, multiple people, multiple bitches that I'm a grown-ass man, and he still tries to play dumb like, oh, hey Eris, what's going on? Acting like a gay-ass tone, and I can read by the vibe that he's treating me like a drag. And you know when you're drunk and the truth comes out, it turns out that he was never my brother, and he always viewed me as a drag, and he only hung out with me when he had no one else to hang out with. And what happened was this. So he keeps on saying, oh, it's okay, so just don't expect me not to call you out on you bitching. And I'm like, can I slap you? And so he thinks it's all funny and shit like that because, yeah, he knows how to fight because he grew up fighting. But what happens if you try to fight someone top tier? So I slapped him one time, and of course he's gonna punch me back, but I ducked and I made his face look like this. I whoop his ass, literally let him hit me, reverse his reverse psychology, and my face doesn't budge like a fucking android. This is my older brother, 5 years older than me, and he's trying to hit me with morals when I just whooped his fucking ass. And you know what ended me and Itachi's relationship, and the reason why he's never gonna be my brother again, and the reason why I will never respect him ever again, is because he would say shit and he couldn't keep up. He's trying to say, oh, there's a lot of girls that cosplay, you can just stick with your anime. Well, guess what? The first time I tried to get out of cosplayer, I got curved. He would tell me shit without telling me the how every single fucking time. And I had it with the bullshit. And so when I finally beat his ass, he's literally crying and shit like that. Like, you still have a job. You still have this and that. Like, yeah, but I have pride. And I'm not willing to lose it for the sake of hanging with homosexuals just to say I have friends.